Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my session for today. I am going to start to give tips on a daily basis starting from today for the next 52 weeks. So, just want to wish you Happy New Year and welcome to 2022. The whole idea of this particular series, which I call it as attracting abundance always, is for me to be able to give you tips on two areas. Every Tuesday, I'll give you tips on law of attraction, Ho'oponopono, and every Thursday, I'll give you tips on financial mindset. Because my goal for 2022 is to make sure that we have a lot of people who are very well versed with law of attraction and Ho'oponopono and can use it to achieve a lot of things in their life. And also, I want to give financial mindset tips so that financially, many of you will be able to achieve your financial goals for this 2022 and beyond. So, what I thought of doing is that every week, starting from now for the whole of 2022, on a Tuesday, I will give one tip on law of attraction, Ho'oponopono. And on Thursday, I'll give you a tip on financial mindset. Both the sessions will start at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. It will be about 10-15 minutes the most because I just want to give you a tip. Most probably the tip is an exercise, and you need to go back and apply this exercise so that you will be able to then benefit from it. Now, of course, whatever I talk about is recorded, so you can actually make comments on it and ask questions on it, so I can continue to answer your questions as we go along throughout the year. Also, each of these videos will be put into YouTube so that you can actually go to YouTube and watch the video and take it and send to people so that they too can benefit from it. So that is the whole idea of this session that I'm starting today. So it's going to be for 52 weeks. It's going to be 2 tips on weekly basis. I'm going to put them as tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, and so on and so forth. And each tip is an exercise that I'm going to ask you to do. Yeah. So, like I said, today we are on week 1, tip 1. And how do we start 2022? I mean, everybody set goals. Everybody, I know, will decide on financial goals and they decide different types of goals, correct? So what I wanted to do is the tip that I want to give you today, which is tip number 1, is the tip that I call as 100 dreams. Okay, the tip is called 100 dreams. Now, why do I call this tip 100 dreams? Because I'm going to tell you to do an exercise that I did many, many years ago. I did it, I think, when I was about 22, 23 years old. I came to know about it and I did this exercise. And because I did this exercise, today, at the age of 58, or 59 rather, going to 59, I have achieved many, many, many of the things that I wrote down in the age of 22 or 23. I can't even remember, right? And this is called the 100 dreams. So what I need to do is get a piece of paper. So this is tip number 1. And this is the prerequisite for everything else. If you want law of attraction to work for you, if you want Ho'oponopono to work for you, you want everything to work for you, you really, really need to do this tip number 1. So tip number 1 is the 100 dreams. And I'm going to break it up into 5 areas. And I need you to do this, as soon as possible. And I hope you'll watch the video today, you are live today, and you do it. And then you will then put it in the comment box that you've done it, so that I know you've done the exercise already. Yeah, once you've done it, yeah, because that'll be excellent because I know you've done it. So take out a piece of paper, okay, and then you put there 100 things. That's the title. 100 things I want to achieve. Might not be in 2022. It will be probably be the next 5 years or 10 years you'll achieve it, right? But for the moment, the first tip is about your future from now onwards. We have been so engrossed in pandemic and COVID and whatever not, but now we are talking about you doing something that is going to help you to relook at your life and achieve many things. So these are the 5 things I want you to do. 20 things. Yeah, 20 things. Okay, so I want you to write down. Number 1, the first one is I want you to write down 20 things that you want to have in your life. 20 things that you want to have in your life. Is that clear? 20 things. Let me give me the 5 categories, then I'll go into detail. So first category is 20 things I want to have. Second category is 20 things I want to be. Third category is 20 things I want to do. Fourth category is 20 things I want to see. And the fifth category is 20 countries I want to visit. Okay. So like I said, even though it's for 2022, we are kicking off week 1, 2022 and this, but it might not be achieved this year. Now, for me, I wrote this down 22 years ago, and sorry, not 22 years ago, when I was 23 years old, but I've achieved many of the things I wrote down at that point in time, because it just happened. It just started happening. It's just like you're telling God or you're telling universe, this is what I want, and therefore things start happening. Yeah. So remember, this tip is known as the 100 dreams tip that you want to achieve in your life before you die. Or you can even call it that 100 dreams before I die. Okay. So tip number one, sorry, the 5 categories. The first one is 20 things I want to have. So write down somewhere 20 things I want to I want to have, and list down. No need to put dates, nothing. What is that? What are the 20 things you want to have? Oh, I want to have a BMW. I want to have a bungalow house in Country Heights. Or, I want to have jewelry, worth, 20,000 ringgit. I want to have 7 properties. What is it that you want to have? It could be anything. It will be material. You can even say things like, I want to have optimal health. I want to have 7 children. Or, I want to have, what is it that you want to, I want to have my own island. I want to have a chalet. Or I want to, have, what is it that you want? So write down, oh, I want to have 1 million ringgit in my bank account. I want to have, just write down, don't put dates, nothing. At this point in time, tip number 1 today is just think freely without constraining yourself with dates and whatever. Not. I don't want you to think about dates and by when, all that is irrelevant. Today is just to write down what are the things you want to have, 20 things. Okay, now I know most of you won't be able to write 20 things immediately. Maybe take a few days, maybe take a week or 2 if you want to, doesn't matter. Complete it as soon as you can, because this is your projection of your life to come. Okay, 20 things you want to have. So the first thing is 20 things I want to have. So it could be material, could be anything, but 20 things you want to have. The second thing is 20 things you want to be. What are the 20 things you want to be? Like, for example, I wrote down about the 20 things that I wanted to be many years ago. I wanted to be a training consultant, and I'm a training consultant. I want to be a full-time father, and I became a full-time father. I wanted to, you can again talk about to be fit. I want to be healthy. I wanted to be my wife and I were in the MBA business. So I said I wanted to be a diamond, and we became a diamond. I wanted to be a good cook, and today I'm a good cook. I can cook. So what is it that you want to be? I want to be a philanthropist. I want to be a politician. I want to be a minister. I don't know. Write down the 20 things you want to be. So number 1, 20 things I want to have. Number 2 is 20 things I want to be. What is it that you want to be? I want to be the best father, the best, son, or best husband, or best, whatever you want. But write down. Just feel free. Write down. I want to be a toko guru. I want to. What is it that you want to be? I want to be. So first was I want to have. Second is I want to be. The third thing is 20 things I want to do. 20 things I want to do, okay? In your life, I'm not talking about 2022. I'm talking about the things that you want to do in your life, where you just write it down. Like, for example, one of the things I said, under 20 things I want to do, I said, I want to always be able to help others. And I do that now with my training and whatever. I wanted to write e-books. I want to write books. And finally, I've written 2 e-books, so that could be it. I wanted to do my MBA, which I've completed. I wanted to do my PhD, which I've also completed. I wanted to speak in front of big crowds. So one of the things I wanted to do, I've spoken in Senayan Stadium in Indonesia in front of 12,000 people. I've spoken in Nehru Stadium in India in front of 30, 40,000 people. So what is it that you want to do? I want to do, I'm a scout, so I wanted to do canoeing, and I want to do long distance canoeing. So I've done canoe ride for 80 kilometers without stopping, on a ride, so 8 to 2. I wanted to climb Table Mountain in South Africa, and I've done that. So what are the 20 things you want to do? Anything. I want to, swim with the dolphins. I want to, whatever you want to do. I don't know what you want to do, right? Just be free. Just think. Could be anything. 20 things you want to do. Number 4, 20 things I want to see. 20 things I want to. So first one is 20 things I want to have. Number 2 is 20 things I want to be. The third thing is 20 things I want to do. 4th is 20 things I want to see. What is it you want to see? I want to see the Eiffel Tower. I've seen it. I want to see the Taj Mahal. I've seen it. I wanted to see my children grow. And I've seen it. I've seen my children grow, I wanted to see dolphins. I've seen it. I wanted to see seals. I've seen it. I wanted to see penguins. I've seen it. What is that you wanted to see? Maybe there are things you want to see, and I don't know what it is. So write down. It could be an attraction. It could be I wanted, like for example, things to do. I said I want to play in snow, and I was able to go to US and play in the snow. 20 things. One of the things I want to do is to go skiing, and I've gone skiing. So you might want to write, I want to do bungee jumping or the kind of thing. Yeah, but this is 20 things I want to see. What are the things you always want to see? I wanted to see, Mother Teresa's place in where is this place? Calcutta. And I've seen the place. I've gone to Calcutta and I've seen Mother Teresa's place of stay and the school. So 20 things you want to see. And the last one is 20 countries you want to visit. What are the 20 countries you want to visit? Okay. So I wrote down a list of countries. Today I've traveled to more than 40, 50 countries. I've been to Japan, been to Czech Republic, I've been to US, I've been to UK, I've been to France, I've been to Germany, I've been to many Philippines and Indonesia, Korea, Australia and New Zealand. I've been to many countries, right? But when I was 22, 23 years old, my parents were rubber tappers. I was growing up in an estate, and I did not travel. First time I came to Kuala Lumpur was when I was already in Form 6. When I came to Kuala Lumpur, I've always been a Podiction boy. But when I read a book called The Chicken Soup for the Soul, there was an exercise there about writing the 100 things that you want. Dreams, and that's when I started to write. And after writing it, I realized that this is like a petition to God that this is what I wanted. And once I've done this, a lot of things started to materialize. Of course, subsequently, I started to learn about law of attraction, about Ho'oponopono, and how to make sure what you want to achieve. I'm going to teach that in the next 52 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to give you tips every week, and I'm going to tell you how to achieve it. But I can't teach you how to achieve it if I don't know what you want to achieve. Is that right? So that's the reason why today's tip is 100 dreams that you have in your life that you want to achieve in this life before you die. It could be more than 100, no problem. But I'm sure you can write 100, correct? So I'm going to finish off today's tip by telling you tip number 1 is about 100 dreams that I want to have in my life. And the 100 dreams is broken up into 5 categories. First one is 20 things I want to have in my life. Second is 20 things I want to be in my life. Third is 20 things I want to do in my life. Fourth is 20 things I want to see in my life. And the fifth is 20 countries I want to visit in my life. Now, my friends, once you've written it down, keep it somewhere, look at it all the time, be able to visualize it, feel good. I will tell you today. And after this, if you follow all the tips that I'm going to give you for the next 52 weeks, or you can go to YouTube and watch my videos. And there are many things I'll teach you that will tell you how you can achieve this 100 dreams. Okay, it could be even career related, it could be personal, it could be family related. Doesn't really matter. Career related, you can say I want to be a GM, or I want to be a CEO, or you could be I want to be a like I said, I want to be a diamond. You can say I want to be an MDRT. Anything. So, but what is important is for you to write this 100 dreams as your dreams that you want to achieve, so that you will be somebody in your life. Is that clear? So that's all for tip number 1 today. And I hope it was something that is exciting, because I thought I would start today with something very exciting. And I hope that is exciting for you. It will keep you occupied so that you can start writing down, you can do research, and what are things you can see. You can Google, about, if you Google, it'll say 20 countries you should visit before you die, or 100 things you should see before you die, or 100 things you should do before you die. There's a lot of things in internet you can find out. And maybe you can gather that information, but write something for yourself. Take an exercise book and write it down and keep it with you, because that is the beginning. A journey of 1,000 miles start with the first step, according to Confucius. A journey with 1,000 miles start with the first step. Today is the first step. This particular exercise is the first step. And then from here onward, I will start giving you ideas on how to achieve it. Next Tuesday, I will talk to you the tip number 2, which is about law of attraction. Yeah. But this Thursday, the day after tomorrow, I'll give you a tip on financial mindset. So I will see you on Thursday at 8 o'clock for me to give you an idea on financial mindset. So with that, thank you very much, everybody. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Stay safe. Yeah. Bye-bye.